All right. So now we've worked on the hands. We sped everything up. We understand the stimulus and the response. We should understand the compound pivot and how the feet, knees, and ankles work. And I've also put it in tons of other videos like footwork like Sam Snead. I talk about swing like you walk. I put in compound pivot. I did a Mike Austin video with a skeleton suit. So look any of those up and that'll give you more and more detail about how lower body works. This is going to be interesting because we're going to talk about stance width and how that affects the compound pivot, ball position, and how the arms and the hands hang. So if you like this, like and subscribe, share, go to my website, rkswingking.com, where I do Zooms and memberships. All right, so let's get into it. When I talk about the compound pivot, and I got a 7-iron, a driver, and a wedge. So I'm gonna start out with a wedge first. The stance width that you have for maximum speed and power is your walking stride if you are going to make this compound pivot motion. So you can clearly see how my head's staying centered. My weight's on my right, weight's on my left, shifts, okay? I'm gonna stand now really wide. And now you see that I can't really move my weight over into this side of my leg. I can't. So I'm out in front and I'm gonna hit the ball horrible, all right? That is wider than my driver's stride. It's walking than my driver's stride. It's a walking stride that's wider, so I can't move it. So if I get too narrow and try to make the stride, you'll see that it's okay, but you'll see that the weight goes outside the right foot, and then it's gonna probably be a little saggy on the way through. So my pitch and wedge stride is, for a full distance, is very similar to my driver. I wait for the comments, okay? Why? Because when I'm making a walking stride, this is the maximum stride that I can make. So if I'm gonna hit a pitch and wedge, 170, 80 yards, or whatever I wanna hit it, then I'm gonna be here. And if I go wider than that, I can't shift my weight. And if I go more narrow than that, now this might be like a 50-yard little wedge shot that you'll see that I could probably stop somewhere here because I won't go with my weight outside, and I shift over and there's like a little pivot, and you've seen me do that video of the 50-yard wedge, okay? So when I stand about here, this is my pitch and wedge. Okay, a full pivot, right? Well, so then my 7-iron, how my hand hangs, that's about the same look as my wedge, wasn't it? So golf club's always in the middle because that's a circle center. Like that, you'll see there's the shift. There's my weight right, there's my weight left, and the club releases. Driver. Huh, pretty similar, huh? Because golf club in the middle, yep, ball's off the left, you know. Now, if I want to drop my right foot just a fraction more, have a fraction more weight there, that's about the maximum stride that I can have. And you'll see there, make sure I don't hit anything, you can see that I can completely make a big wind up here. If I have my foot here, I can't get there. Now, why is that so important? Maximum stride width, maximum pivot. The left knee and foot controls the length of the swing. Say that again. When I roll my right and I roll my left ankle away and I stop here, my knee is somewhere around the ball line. From right here, how can I go further back? Well, my hands and arms going independently like this is not what I want. So it moves with the turning of my torso on this spine angle. Well, I'm not going to just move my torso because then that's what other people have been told to do, and the arms go behind you. So how do you go further? My foot and knee completely, you can see it now. I'm going to kind of back up, we're making sure you can see this. Can you see how that's moving my spine? That's moving my arm? I want you to understand that. So if your foot's here, one, your leg is going to be bent. And if your leg is bent, your head has to move off the ball. I've never seen anybody keep their leg bent and keep their head still and have some kind of turn. It doesn't happen. So this foot coming in, this knee going out towards the center line this way, makes this pelvis go back and up. And what happens is, you have all three forces, by the way. And the reason why this is superior, and I'm okay with saying that, okay? Got two legs to stand on this. This is superior because it is a circle. I have passive hands and arms where the golf club is swinging in a circular manner, which is controlled by the feet, knees, pelvis, which keeps my head at the same level. If you keep your head the same level, you have a circle. You have an arc. If you go up or down, you do not. Please tell me that you guys can see that, right? Doesn't mean you can't play great golf with it. There's a lot of world-class players that go up and down and rotate and all of that. But I'm just talking about as far as a pure circle goes. So what else does that do? Well, when I roll my ankle, I have pressure on my left. So now the ground's pushing me back to the right. So that's horizontal forces. As I wind up from here, when I push my right ankle back, now I have torque. And then when I come through here, I have vertical. So when I have vertical, I have a brake, a brace, a brake, a deceleration, whatever. Now the club can whip through. So I have maximum centrifugal force. So I have all of Newton's laws, all the ground reaction forces, and on an equal amount. Because it's very rare to find someone, the more vertical that you have, the more braking forces that you have, that would be a max driver. The more rotation that you have on average, for most people, for most tour players, that would be wedges, right? So I don't have an unequalness, so to speak. I'm not greater in my torque than greater than my vertical, than greater than my horizontal. So I do not agree that you have a tendency to be more horizontal or more vertical or more rotary because of your body. Because every single person, unless you do not have all your correct, you have arthritis, tendonitis, you have, you can't feel your leg, neuropathy. I'm sympathetic, I understand that. And so for those people, I just basically get them just to swing the club with just their hands and arms and not really focus on these other joints, okay? So these other joints are what provide the support for then the golf club to be swung on a circular path. I hope you guys understand that. So when I'm doing this, you can see how the weight's going from the right to the left and you have the head being on the center. Now, with the width of stance, I now can shift and have maximum speed, whereas if I'm really wide, I cannot. I now have to manipulate something. I know that's a big shock for people. Golf club is going to be always in the middle of the body because that is where a circle happens. If I'm here and I lean the golf club up here, look at my spine, I'm tilted. I cannot do anything from here. The golf club will go around me and behind me and then out. If I'm this way with my shoulders, this way. So the golf club has to be in the middle of your body. Right hand has to be slightly lower on the club if you're right-handed, left-handed if you're left-handed. You get the idea. From here, now as the ankles roll, the golf club now will move away and your arm will follow the turning of the torso and your hand and the club will be, you see this, will be, whatever the shaft is here, will be here. So that all happens. Right? So, man, I know, digest this, I've had to break all this down to make it simple for you guys. The golf swing can be this simple if you just have your joints lined up correctly. Do this in front of a mirror. Get with me for me to be able to put my eyeballs on you. You know, I do a lot of just, hey, one Zoom lesson, great, and then they do a membership, and then I just kind of coach them for a bit. Also, if I'm your coach 5 years from now, I'm not worth anything. I don't want to coach you for the rest of my life. I have 500 million golfers that aren't very good, if not more, right? So I don't want to just only have 20 or 30 people, right? I want to try to reach the world with this message, because the game has given me so much that I want to give back. And the way that I give back right now is reaching out to the world and showing people how to efficiently move their body and how the joints move and how it's very easy to make and enjoy this game, right? So I don't want you for a long-time client. I just want to fix you, make you better, and move you on, and then you guys share and give this to the rest of the world. So like, subscribe, share. I appreciate all of you guys. Leave comments. Let me know what you want to see next. I already know that you guys want to see me hit driver and golf clubs. I'm going to be in beautiful Monarch Beach for about 10 straight days. I want to make all kinds of great material. I will be bringing my full swing golf reader out there to give you guys an idea of the distance and all of that kind of stuff, right? Anyway, let me know what you guys want to see next. And again, I appreciate all of you. Have a great day.